Okie dokie. I guess we're set. Everybody's asleep in the studio. Ferret's sleeping. Dog is doing her thing. Welcome back, everybody, to Chess of Blades. I think we're nearing the end, if I got my guide correct. Yes. He's my body card. He's my body card. I think I have, like, 2 more questions left, and then we're at the end, dudes. As far as I know. I don't know. This doesn't go by chapters. I think it's October 23rd. Let's go. I'm horrible at introductions, I just realized. This is blab blab. On with the game. Taking a deep breath to stiffen my self-control, I turn away and force myself down the lower level. What are we doing again? All I remember from last episode was, chocolate. And the drawing on the screen that I promise I will never do again. Unless I need to figure out Linnaeus's name again, but for me saying it right now, it looks like I got it. If I said it right. More importantly, I need to see about meeting with Alistair or that blasted guard. Although, chocolate. There's something I hadn't even considered before. What if, by some chance, there is still a clue around this place in the place of the crime? Oh lord. Assuming that the gardens where the ambassador was found, surely there won't be anyone wanting to snoop outside in the rain either. Only Rivian likes to get a bit wet. It's a bit of a long shot, but this seems like one of the few opportunities I have to try it. I casually make my way over towards the garden exit, trying not to look particularly out of place. It seems like a lot of ladies brought their parasols down, expecting to go outside today, but thanks to the rain. Isn't a parasol an umbrella? I guess a parasol is like one of them fancy umbrellas that you put on drinks, right? A number of them are nearly arranged in a rack not far from the garden door. They are umbrellas! Just go outside, ladies! Parasols are useless umbrellas. I make sure no one's directly observing me, then make my subtle reach for one of the parasols. Oh, Rivian, no. They're not exactly the most weatherproof things, but it's better than just getting outright soaked. Just put, like, a drink umbrella over yourself. It'll do the exact same thing. Luckily, the guard who normally would have been standing by the door is standing a far distance away, thoroughly distracted in conversation with some blushing young man. Blushing? Gods, no wonder Ard managed a position in this joke of a place. I quietly slip out into the gardens, hastily raising the parasol soon after to keep the rain from immediately assaulting me. Heavy droplets soon saturate my makeshift shield as I walk the same path I did a few nights ago, this time taking care to avoid standing in front of the windows for too long. Just a grown man out here with a pink parasol, getting soaked. There are some ladies at the window going, "Does he know that isn't waterproof? Does he know that it's made of like sock material? Or like nylon material?" Recalling what Celeste told me last night, I attempt to envision where the ambassador must have walked to. She said he'd gone further down the path where I was standing. So if I keep heading this way, then I'll keep getting wet. When I round a corner of the garden, my eyes catch something a little unusual. One of the bushes is oddly squished as if someone fell onto it. And the surroundings is a bit patchy, like some of it was kicked up or scuffled against. You're a true detective, Rivian. Considering how I'm doing great. I'm doing great. They should just give me pictures, and I should just make my own story. Just give me pictures of the game, and I'll be like, just make my own story, you know? How meticulously well kept the rest of the garden is, I think this could be the place the ambassador fought with his murderers. I lower myself down into a crouch, patting the grass and squinting to see if anything else looks unusual or out of place. The parasol's starting to drip a bit. I'm going to feel very silly if I get caught out here with nothing to show for myself.
Oh, what's this?
Oh. When I reach inside the bush is crushed to leaves. My hand suddenly brushes something that feels metallic. I take hold of it and pull it carefully out, revealing it in my palm. A bracelet. A pretty silver one, too, with fine enough filigree to make any girl jealous. I don't know what that is. Filigree. Could it be, then, that woman really did commit this crime? Wait, what woman? Wait. The butlerless? Buttreless? But I'm trying to think of, like, I know the female version of a butler is a maid, but I'm trying to make it like a butlertress. There we go. The ambassador was certainly a male, and if the fake guard was the other half of the conspiracy, that only leaves the one individual left. I don't see how it could be a girl. I know, though. Celeste, Emily, Valora, Hazel. Hazel's the one! Get her! Although, come to think of it, this bracelet looks awfully familiar. Haven't I seen Valora wearing this? My god! A sudden rustling noise makes me jerk upright. And my heart skips a beat and I slowly step backwards, lowering myself a little. I thought no one would come out here in this weather. No one's sane. I hold my breath, not daring to move an inch, praying for whoever's there to go away. It's like when you're... It's like when you're in a communal bathroom and you gotta poop, and then someone walks in and goes in the stall next to you, and you're just kind of thinking, "Go away, I gotta poop." That is the only thing. That's the only comparison I can think of at the moment. You're just going, "Go away, go away, go away, go away."
Kitten, is that you?
No, no, just leave me alone. I don't deserve to talk to people. A weary voice calls out to me. Hello. Moments later, a tall, tanned figure steps out of the bushes and approaches me, shaking his head. Hello.
Franz!
Do you like my pretty
You
parasol?
just gave me the scare of my life.
I'm a princess now.
Do you care to explain why on earth you're skulking around in the rain, holding a lady's parasol and a bracelet?
I was getting a gift for you.
You don't cross-dress on the sly, do you?
Yes, out in the
Come
rain.
to think of it, I'd love to see you in a skirt, if I'm being honest.
What a thought. I might have to draw that. I barely managed to resist the urge to crack my soaked parasol over Franz's head, and instead just glare at his delighted smirk. You want to be a princess,
Ignoring
though,
your
don't you,
bizarre
Rivian?
conclusions, I was looking for any clues that could help out our search.
And brought a useless umbrella. Yes, I love men when rain is falling upon them. Take off your shirt. Franz's eyes light up at that. He's kind of staring at me, actually. Then he saunters closer, his large boots sinking slightly into the soaked earth with each heavy step.
It seems my clever little kitten got a step
I
ahead
need a
of
drink.
me.
Huh?
I was
drop it.
planning on coming out here earlier before I heard about that unpleasant business with your aunt. You
Oh my god, stop clicking! Oh my god, what? Log, what did he say? You did get the news, didn't you? I nodded grimly. Franz rubs at the back of his neck with a hand, shaking his head sympathetically. Sorry, I took a drink, and when I put my hand back on the mouse, it clicked twice. There was no stopping it. The raindrops have matted his dark hair and his forehead, and the water streams down his tanned features in a way that serves to make him look even more exotic.
I found this bracelet, actually, and it reminds me of one Valora wears. Which is, you know, not very helpful with the whole proving her innocent business.
I think she's guilty. That, or it's Hazel. or it's a cross-dressing murderer, man. You ever think of that? I show Franz the bracelet, and he frowns thoughtfully, rubbing a hand against his cheek.
Not a very encouraging sign. I doubt they'll let you ask her about it, considering she's locked up for questioning. But there might be someone else who could tell you if it's the same one. It doesn't look like there could be many other clues here, though. And the rain has probably ruined any residual evidence that might have been left behind.
What the fuck you gonna do? Bring it to forensics? We're like, what century are we in? Doubt there's any magnifying glasses. What are those called? Those things that you zoom in and that you put a slide under it? I can't remember for some reason. Is it like Tele something? Not Tele. Maybe. I don't know. I'll think of it eventually. I can't help but study Franz as he leans down by the bush, scanning keenly through the grass. He carries himself with a practiced calmness, like he's done this sort of thing a number of times before.
Have you investigated a lot of crimes in the past? It seems like a strange activity for a member of a royal family to be involved in.
Nah. Nah. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Now he knows that we know. Franz pauses, shooting me a look of shock. Oh, that's right. I didn't mention I knew he was Peruvian. Was it Peruvian? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. Royalty.
Ah, Silas mentioned your bloodline the other day. I wasn't sure why you kept it so hush-hush.
Hush-hush. Are you like the cousin of a king or something? That's like the lowest. I'm the cousin of the king. He gradually pushes himself up to his feet, pursing his lips for a moment. Franz really doesn't like talking about this, does he?
Well, I'm not exactly proud of it.
Why not?
Nor am I very welcome in Peruvia any longer.
Peruvia! Oops.
Although I have no desire to go back.
That I is not silent. His grim tone catches me off guard. Can we really, like, not talk about this in the rain? He seems unusually vulnerable right now, and I wonder if this might be my opportunity to learn more about him. Try to cheer him up. I think that's what the guide said. Hold on, let me close. Oh my god. Try to cheer him up. Yeah. Let me close my fucking friends list. There we go. Oh god, my entire game just glitched out for a second. What happened? Cheer up, boy. My curiosity flares and I desperately want to press him more for details, but now is probably not the time for that. He'd doubtlessly evade me anyway.
Ah, well, who needs Privia, right?
Right.
Their chocolates aren't even that good, you know.
You know, it's just a nasty boys. Not even made out of real cocoa beans. My attempt to brighten up his demeanor. Sight eyebrow raised. Yes. From Franz before an affectionate smile occurs gradually on his lips. When you can't pronounce a word suddenly, you just kind of over it.
Really? I thought they were considered to be the very best. You don't need to lie to make me feel better, kid.
I'm more for white chocolate.
Although I appreciate the thought.
Not really, though. With almonds. White chocolate with almonds. Oh my god. Yummy. He reaches out to teasingly flick my nose, and I bat his hand with a huff. Don't touch my nose. After a moment, however, Franz exhales a soft sigh, shaking his head a little.
Since you've already learned about my family, I suppose I could tell you that, well, I knew the Peruvian ambassador. He was an awful man.
Is this your bracelet? His voice darkens a little once more, and he runs his fingers through his his rain-slicked hair. Sorry.
He was awful? Surely you were a little glad when you discovered he was snuffed out then.
It's never good to be snuffed.
He deserved it, certainly. What frightens me more, though, is that I'm starting to think the disciples didn't murder him just because of his status. Which means they may have another target as
I
well.
completely forgot we were dealing with, like, a cult. Oh no. My confusion deepens as Franz glances off into the distance, seemingly musing to himself more than anything. I've guessed for a while that he knows more about this case than he's letting on, but there must be a reason why he's avoiding divulging it all to me.
Ignore my ramblings. I'm just getting paranoid from being wrapped up in this mess.
Why don't we just remove ourselves from the situation? His demeanor quickly Ugh, my gosh, what? I see these words in front of me, but my brain's like, I want to replace them with another word. His demeanor quickly lightening again. I did it. Franz ducks under my parasol. It's really not doing anything. It's more just like, it's more for sun rays, not raindrops. Which is barely big enough for me, let alone both of us, and curls an arm around my waist. Some girl is gonna get that parasol back and be like,
Let's
"Why
go
is it
back
all wet?"
inside, shall we? Unless you want to try kissing in the rain.
I don't know. We can do a bunch of other stuff in the rain, though I don't think water counts as lubricant.
Yes, let's go inside, that is. Not kiss.
Goddamn.
Stop making that face at me.
Just making that is literally his face 90% of the time, though. Franz chuckles at my flushed cheeks as we head towards the castle. I need a clip from my bangs, they're in my face. Internally apologizing to the poor lady whose parasol I borrowed, I leave the unfortunate accessory outside. Come on, dude! You are such a dick. There we go. Some poor girl got that for her birthday from her boyfriend or her dad or something, and now it's just abandoned outside. After peering through the door's windows to ensure the nearest guard's back is turned to us, Franz motions for me to follow him into the main hall, and we sneak in without drawing too much attention, but they see our wet footprints in the rug. While I'm fairly dry, Franz is dripping somewhat ludicrously all over the polished floor, and I give him a disapproving sigh.
You're making the servants' lives hell, you know. You should really go dry. Oh, hello, Hazel.
Speaking of servant. Hello, small child. Rather unexpectedly, I noticed a set of bright pink pigtails bouncing toward us and turned to face the source. Hazel comes to stop before us, an alarmed frown on her face.
Vivian, you're all wet. And you...
I'm not wet.
Who are you?
I'm kind of dry. This is Mr. Wetman. Oh no. Here's the ultimate test. How is Franz with children? Franz stares at Hazel, and Hazel stares at Franz. He doesn't really seem to know what to do. Has he never seen a little girl before?
I am called Franz, miss. How do you do?
How do I children? Somewhat awkwardly crouching down, Franz extends one of his You're all wet! His movements are tentative, like someone trying to entreat a stray cat.
Oh, I'm Hazel. How'd you do?
This can either turn out very horribly or into a very, very cute scene. She firmly grasps his hand with both of her tiny own and pumps it up and down in an energetic shake.
Don't break my arm off now.
You are so awkward. It's hard for me to believe my own eyes, but Franz actually appears to be a bit flustered, or at least somewhat unsure of himself. He didn't act like this around Celeste. Is it probably that he isn't used to being around children?
Are you Sir Rivian's friend?
Oh ho ho.
If you're not, you should be. He's a very nice man. He gave me a pastry and everything.
My pastry.
Sir Franz, do you need a towel? I don't think Silas would be happy if he saw you getting the floor all soaked.
Hansel points to where the puddle of water is forming around Franz's boot, pursing her lips together.
You're right. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, then please.
I won't be long. Don't you dare move, though.
Oh dear. She's gonna bring like a whole stack of towels. That or one washcloth. After sternly eyeing Franz, Hazel turns and rushes off towards one of the side corridors. The pattering of her footsteps lightly echo in the main hall. It isn't long before her little shape disappears, and I turn to Franz with a laugh spilling out before I can stop myself.
So the smooth-talking rogue gets tongue-tied around children, is it? Who knew?
Man, only the best sort of voice actors can pull off the perfect snort that Rivian just did. Franz shoots me a light glare, still visibly embarrassed. A gleeful sense of having finally gained the upper hand for once brightens my mood considerably.
Is it because you feel guilty about using your normal crafty tricks on
You
them?
stop that right now.
Or perhaps you've forgotten what innocence is like?
What is wrong with you? Stop being
That's
mean.
enough out of you.
Only because children are the purest of pure, and you never know what kind of question they're gonna ask also. So you gotta kind of be careful. Sounding more sheepish than angry, he pinches my cheek playfully. Stop touching me. Perhaps I was close to the mark, though. I've never seen him acting quite so unsure of himself before. I decided not to push the subject further. But a smirk still creeps over my lips when Hazel runs back a minute later, clutching a towel almost as big as she is.
I'm back. Oh, you've really gone and messed up the floors now, sir.
I am so sorry. She's right. The growing puddle is hard to miss.
Well, Franz, you're just a downright embarrassment, aren't you?
I need
Go
tissue.
on, get toweled off like the wet dog you are.
Release my tissue. Thank you.
You two are really intent on bringing me down today.
Hazel, quick, give him a hug. He got smaller suddenly. Letting out a sigh, Franz lowers his head a bit, bowing before Hazel like she's some sort of princess. Hazel clutches onto her towel with determination, then reaches out and starts drying off Franz's soaked hair, standing on her tiptoes. Oh, that's adorable. The scene really does resemble a girl drying off some large hound. No, perhaps a wolf, who's just come in from the rain. It's a surprisingly touching moment. I didn't think Franz, of all people, would ever put himself in such a vulnerable position before. Bending over. One of the most vulnerable positions you can get in. Oh dear. And I suppose there's something rather endearing about how awkwardly he stands there, subjecting his hair to the enthusiastic ruffling from Hazel's towel. I want to see Franz with his hair down, like all in front, like his bangs down, not slicked back. Shit, that would look, oh my god. Finally, after Franz starts to look substantially dry, I quit. Give me only the simplest of simplest words. Hazel takes a few steps back to survey her work with a satisfied nod. It's just hair fluff everywhere.
There. Now you won't ruin the carpet.
Alright. Franz lets out a slightly embarrassed cough, smoothing back his ridiculously ruffled hair with one hand and scratching the side of his neck.
Thank you, Miss Hazel. You've saved both the carpet and me, it seems.
Gotta save that carpet, dude. Hazel beams in response and tucks a towel back under her arm, seeming rather proud of herself.
Well, I need to be getting back now, but you two take care of each other, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever Rivian does that, it just sounds like he just got kneed in the fucking groin. It's like, oof! I'd be lying if I said I wasn't startled when Hazel addresses Franz and me firmly.
You're both my friends now. So, Sir Franz, make sure Sir Rivian doesn't get into any trouble.
Excuse me.
That's rich coming from you.
We're her friends now, we better watch out. Even as I mutter doubtfully under my breath, Franz lets out a soft chuckle all of a sudden, dipping his head in a nod.
Of course. I'll make sure to keep him safe. Don't you worry.
The unexpected gentleness of his tone leaves me momentarily speechless. Whoa. Who are you and what have you done with my Franz?
Good. I'll see you later then. Don't go back into the rain.
I suddenly have something in my eye. Oh no. I'm being attacked. Whoa. With a playfully chiding waggle of her finger at us, Hazel turns to hurry off again. She runs so much I don't think I've ever seen her walk anywhere before. I exhale a gentle sigh, feeling slightly warmed inside, despite the lack of progress we made today in our investigation. You found a bracelet, though. If only I could be as chipper and energetic as Hazel about everything, life would surely seem a lot easier.
Well, as thorough as she was, you still seem a bit damp.
I'm sorry.
You'd better go change clothes before you catch a chill.
How the fuck did you just say
I
thorough?
don't want you sneezing all over
Thorough.
me tonight.
Just, is that what I should... Thorough. Oh, hello?
Yes, dear, just as you say.
Oh, it's begun. The yes, dear, has begun. God save us all. Oh, when I get into a relationship and I just start getting the replies of yes, dear, I'm just gonna off myself right then and there. Franz offers a sly wink at me, then slips off towards the side staircase, presumably aware of the alternate path to get to his room without climbing the very visible main stair. You mean one of these? Or is there like a staircase behind the staircase? Wait, what? I watch him disappear in the distance with a fond smile growing on my lips before I even realize it. That's my husband. Shaking my head, I smooth back my slightly wet bangs while contemplating what to do with the bracelet that's still in my hand, glistening slightly with moisture.
Sir, you're getting the floor rather wet. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to... Riv?
What's going on? Gasping at the sudden voice of the guard nearby, I quickly swivel towards him. Oh god, it's you. You're near all pink. How did you not know it was me? I'm the main character. How did you not know it was me? Gasping at the sudden voice of the guard nearby, I quickly swivel towards him, only to see Arden approaching, blinking at me in surprise.
You weren't here a little while ago. Did they put you on emergency duty or something?
Shook.
I'm only briefly filling in for a friend of mine.
I totally forgot
Some
Arden
horrible
existed.
events happened last night, you see, so I volunteered to keep an eye on things.
How many fucking characters are there? That I can... Him. Oh god, there's only... Wow, there's only 3? Why did I think there was 4? Wait. This guy. Can I date this guy? Sabre. I don't know if I can date that guy. He doesn't have, like, a special thing like the rest of them do. But I assume he's a root. I don't know. I think. I guess we'll find out later. I'm suddenly confused. He quirks an eyebrow at me curiously, his eyes flicking over the dampened part of my person.
Were you out in the rain? A bit of a strange
No.
pastime. I could have brought you an umbrella if you'd asked.
He's so awkward, like, did you just go out and walk in the rain? Hello? Are you okay, Rivian? I let out a nervous chuckle, fiddling with the bracelet in my hand, striking it in reply.
Just exploring a little. I'm a big fan of rainstorms and all that, you know.
You're a very weird person, Rivian.
What's that you have? It looks like the same bracelet Lady Valora wears. Awfully sorry about what happened to her, by the way.
Hold on a moment. She's wearing it now? You mean this is a duplicate?
You okay there, dude? When I cut him off, Arden tilts his head to me at me in surprise, before nodding a little in confusion.
Yes, I helped escort her to the holding cells. It fell off her wrist, so I picked it back up and gave it to her. I commented how pretty it was, and she told me how she'd gotten 2 of them made. One for herself, and one for her
Who's
daughter.
your daughter?
It seems her daughter's estranged now, unfortunately, but she implied she'd given the second bracelet to someone else.
Wait, what?
I didn't get a chance to ask more before she went back to yelling about how unfair her detainment
Who
was.
is it? This new piece of information clicked strangely in the back of my mind. Is it fucking Alistair? Wait, what? I don't want to jump to conclusions, but there's a very uncomfortable possibility I sense opening up.
Very interesting. Well, thank you, Arden. Always useful when I least expect you to be.
You are so mean. Why does anybody be friends with you?
Thank you, I think.
This boy is just so confused. I clap him. Clap him? What do you mean? Oh, on the shoulder! Finish the rest of the sentence. Offering an encouraging nod before turning to head off towards the stairs. I just clap
Wait,
Arden.
Riv! The masquerade's tonight, you know. I don't suppose you'd be interested in joining me?
Find yourself a girlfriend, dude. His awful voice calls out to me from behind, but I can't bring myself to look back at him. Oh, next time.
I already have a
promise.
date. Sorry.
Ouch. Ooh, ow, it hurts. Ooh, I felt that right within. Sense of deja vu flits over me as I offer a distracted reply, but my thoughts are too preoccupied for it to stay on my mind very long. When I return to the upper floor's hallway, I head to Liana's... Liana's, right? I think. Linus... not again! His response, however, is so brisket, and annoyed that I'm sent away before very long without much of any new information. Whew. I try Valora's chambers next, where one of the guards is very reluctantly let me inside. Why? Why'd they let you inside? Why should you be allowed in there? After snooping around for what feels like an exhaustive hours. Ugh. Though I don't turn up any new clues. Probably doesn't help that the guards searched it and left it a mess, of course, but it also seems like it's wiped of any evidence, save for the conspicuously incriminating bloody cloth, of course. That's still there? Then when I attempt to find Alistair's chambers, I met with no success, and my request to the guard for a visit with last night's attacker is met with blatant refusal. Exhausted and frustrated, I eventually head back to my own chambers, flagging down a servant on the way, requesting a light meal be brought to my room. Fuck. I sit by the fireplace while mulling over my food, wondering if there's anyone left to ask, any hints left over to uncover. But it's quite clear that Valora was expertly framed, and this conspirator didn't leave enough behind for me to clear her name. I'm starting to think that there's only one person who could be the culprit, but at the same time, it seems so infeasible that I'm doubting myself. I feel like the only thing left to do is wait, since if the murder plans to strike again, it will surely be tonight. There's a hair on my microphone. I need it. I got it. There we go. Tonight. The masquerade. I should probably start getting ready soon, shouldn't I?
Dancing.
Dancing. I groan to myself, but I can't help feel a bit excited if nervous. Look at me getting flustered about dancing. I thought this day would never come. I reluctantly pushed myself off my chair and set about readying myself, taking out the mask I bought the other day and admiring it. I wonder what kind of mask Franz will be wearing. I think I'm gonna end this episode here. Seems like a good place to end it. I think next episode is the last episode, guys, gals, boys, and girls. And I'm so excited. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Wait, before I go. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to click. That's okay. Before I go. I love you guys. I know how to draw a heart. Bye-bye.